Alright, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to venerable elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David, which are the elect. Alright, so basically, not to make this too long, but, today's lesson is going to be on spiritual professionalism. Okay? Maintaining spiritual professionalism in this truth, man. Okay, as men of the Lord, there's a certain way that we're supposed to conduct ourselves, okay, and that is to be as Yahweh Shai, okay, because Yahweh Shai was a consummate professional, man, okay, the epitome of perfection. All right, and that's why he told us. Look at the first precept in the book of Matthew. It says, Matthew chapter 5 verse 48. It says, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect." Okay, so Yahweh Shai telling us what? To be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect. Now, when I say spiritual professionalism, what I mean by is this, because you have, Jake will always be Jake. Okay, that's the basic understanding. Jake will always be Jake, but being in this truth, you can't. There are certain things you just can't do. Okay, there are certain things you just can't do. Things that you have to do, things you cannot do. Okay, following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. All right, understanding the whole concept of why you're in this truth. Okay, because it's not about you. All right, it's for a greater cause, which is the kingdom, and for the nation of Israel. Starting off with the elect. Okay, now Yahweh Shai, when he came down 2,000 years ago, that is the mindset he carried. Okay. He came down to what? To fulfill his Father's will. All right. So he was being a professional about that. Now, when you go into Esau's job, right, and you're in the work environment, there's a certain way you have to conduct yourself. Okay. Now, you could do niggerish things. Okay, but when you get to your job, you can't do those things anymore. You go for a job interview. There's a certain way you dress. You got to look so-called quote unquote presentable. Okay, you got to look presentable. You have to speak a certain way. You have to. There are certain things that you're gonna have to say in order to so-called impress the interviewer. Okay, you know what I mean. So there are certain things, and then when you get the job, guess what? You being in a job environment, being in a professional environment, you have to conduct yourself a certain way. Okay. You can't use certain words, so-called curse words. There's a certain way you got to speak to everyone. You know what I mean? So there's certain things that we have to do, protocols that everyone has to follow, which is all part of the order. Okay, now we'll get that real quick. But Yahweh Shai, when he came down 2,000 years ago, as a great leader, the great leader he is, guess what? He didn't put his personal feelings into the mix of the mission. Okay, he came down and did what he had to do, and that was it. Okay, that was it, man. He didn't come down thinking, oh, this is about me. It wasn't like that, man. He conducted himself with spiritual professionalism. Okay, and I'll give you an example of how he did that. Okay, now let's get the second precept. This is a book of 1 Corinthians. Okay, chapter 14, verse 40 says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." Okay, let all things be done decently and in order. Every single thing that you do in your life. Okay, because without order, there's chaos. Okay, and the Most High is not an author of confusion. Okay, Most High is not the author. Is not author of confusion. As a matter of fact, I'll bring that out. It's right here in 33, 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 33. It says, "For the Lord, for the power." Or for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Okay? The Most High is not the author of confusion, man. Okay? And if Yahweh Shai is telling us to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect, that means, well, we're not supposed to be authors of confusion as well, man. Okay? We're not supposed to be authors of confusion. We're supposed to be leaders. Okay? Leaders of the nation of Israel. Okay? Just like Yahweh Shai was. Okay, now as a leader, as a shepherd of the sheep, what are you? As a shepherd of the sheep, you are the leader of the flock, right? Are we in charge of the sheep that Yahweh Shai left for us, which are the elect? Okay, so there's a certain way we have to conduct ourselves. You can't be a nigger in this truth. You know, because you got dudes who come in here and they try to add their own flair, their own niggerish ways from the world and try to add it to the truth. It can't work like that. You know, the Apostle Paul said what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna bring that out. Let's see. This book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 11, it says, when I was a child I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man I put away childish things. Becoming a man meaning what? You come into this truth, when you get awakened, okay, when you develop, when you grow in this truth. Once that happens, when you get crossed over from being in the world to being in the truth, you put away childish things, meaning what? Everything that you do, what you did, learned, how you spoke, how you understood, everything you did back in the world, you have to leave that in the world. You cannot try to be either double-minded or lukewarm or try to be serving two masters. You're dipping your foot here, but you're trying to go here and you're trying to do half and half, you know? Certain brothers coined this phrase, this term, a weekend Israelite and a weekday nigger, something like that, you know. You're just a weekend Israelite, meaning when it comes to camp, you're a straight up Israelite, but then the other days is like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You're just part of, you're just a regular person. That's not true. That's like, it can't happen that way. Okay. You know, Yahushua was 100% Israelite, man. He was a 100% leader, 100% king. And if we have that mentality, okay, if we try to be like Yahushua, guess what? We have to keep that same mentality. We have to be spiritually professional, okay? At everything, in everything that we do, you know, understanding the order of things, knowing your place in this truth, okay? Doing your work to the best of your ability to impress your boss, which is Yahushua, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay, so the same concept that you take when you go to your workplace is the same concept you should have when you're in this truth, man. Okay, certain things, you know, certain things happen. Okay, we're always, some of us get late to work. Okay, but then guess what? You have a grace period. It's the same thing. You can't be late for camp. Okay, there's certain, you just gotta follow protocols, man. Certain things that you just have to do. You gotta be on top of your game. Okay, you know, it's all about work ethic, right? Work ethic. Every little thing that you do in this truth is being accounted for, man. Your boss, Yahushua, is taking a look at it. He has the CCTV on, which are the angels. Okay, so it's not about, once again, it's not about us and how we personally feel. It's about what needs to get done. All right, what needs to get done regardless of feelings. Okay, now when you talk about the order of things, let's get another precept. Okay, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is all about order, man. Okay, this is the book of Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12. It says, for the time ye ought to be teachers, okay, ye have need that one teach you again. One teach you again, meaning what? When you were a child, you spake as a child, you thought as a child, you understood as a child. But when you became a man, you put away childish things. You being a child, to be able to put away childish things, you need to be taught, okay, about how to be a man. Okay, about how to be a man of the Lord. Okay, that's what it says right here. You have need that one teach you again. That's why when you come into this truth, you learn again. You're born again. Okay, starting from the elders of GMS on down. Okay, those are the teachers who teach us. Okay, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High. The first principles of what? The oracles of the Most High, meaning what? The priesthood. Okay, the house of the Lord. Okay, these are the first principles. Okay, to be able to teach in my house, in my church, guess what? You have to be taught again. You can't come in here with your practices of Christianity or whatever bullshit you learned before you got into this truth and try to, you know, add on to it. You can't do that. It's like everything has to be shut down and you have to start all over again. Okay, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. Okay, so you got to start off small and then you grow up. Okay, you start off small and you grow, man. All right, so now let's get another quick precept and I'm gonna go straight to the point. Once again, not trying to make this too long. This is the book of this is the book of